I don't expect anybody to get this.
Well, good, because nobody does.
I'm Jaime Fritch. I need all you dozens of viewers out there to just tell me how you like this, alright? Welcome to the show.
Hey kids, what's up? Saw, dude. I had some corn earlier, so if it's in my teeth, I'm sorry. Speaking of corn, today we're going to talk about a very corny... I didn't write an intro, but that was pretty good. Today we're going to be talking about J.Lo's new movie. It's not that new. I'm kind of the last person to talk about this as usual, but J.Lo put out a movie called This Is Me Now. She also put out a documentary about the making of This Is Me Now. It was not well received. People are mad. People are very mad at J.Lo for this. People are calling it an embarrassment. People are saying it's creative narcissism. People are saying it's the worst thing they've ever seen, and they're upset. But you know, I'm not mad at J.Lo about this flick. The reason I'm actually mad at her is because she can eat whatever she wants. She can eat pizza and ice cream and Doritos and, you know, corn, and still look the way she looks. I heard Ben Affleck say it not too long ago, and I witnessed it in the documentary, and I'm upset.
Jennifer just eats whatever she wants. In whatever she wants. Pizza, cookies, ice cream.
So she is not doing well, allegedly, according to the internet, nor is her album. It was like the album, the movie, the documentary, the tour. Her tour is apparently not selling, which look, I could easily make fun of, but I'm not going to because it hurts me too bad. Okay? Because I'm about to go on tour, and if I don't sell tickets, I'll be a meme. So we're going to talk about all of that today. It's going to be a great time. But first, we have a quick word from today's sponsor. Hello, friends. Remember like a year ago or 2 years ago or something where I was talking to you guys about that amazing chili crisp sauce called Fly by Jing? The thing I can no longer eat noodles without is the Sichuan chili crisp. Remember that? Well, guess stinking what, dude? That stuff can be kind of hard to find. And I just found it today on Thrive Market, which, by the way, Thrive Market is sponsoring today's video. Side note, if you don't know who Thrive Market is, they are an online membership-based grocery store, and their mission is to make healthy eating affordable to everybody. I'm obsessed with them. I've been working with them for a long time now, and it's just so convenient. It's one of the only places I can go to get certain things I'm obsessed with. I mentioned my Wandering Bear decaf cold brew in almost every video because I've never seen decaf cold brew anywhere else, and now they have like a smaller carton of it. So exciting. So friends, as a Thrive Market member, you will save money on every single order of the highest quality organic and sustainable products in existence. I don't know if you knew this, I actually didn't know this, but Thrive Market has 1,000 restricted ingredients. So they only give you the good stuff, so you can just shop so easy without having to worry about if some poisonous ingredient is in the food or drinks. And if you find a lower price somewhere else, Thrive Market will actually match it, and you will totally make up the $60 a year membership in your savings. For example, I saved like $20 on my last order. Also, one of the bestest parts is that orders over $49 ship for free. I'm such a huge Thrive Market fan. I think you guys are gonna love them. So if you're interested in checking out Thrive Market, you can either click the link in my description box below or head to thrivemarket.com/JamieFrench, and you will receive 30% off of your first order plus a free gift that is worth up to $60. And also they're having a sale the 13th through the 17th of this month. They're having a sale on bars and snacks. I just ordered some new like protein bars from them to try. They have a lot of good stuff on there, so definitely take advantage of that sale. And again, you can click the link in my description box or head to thrivemarket.com/JamieFrench, and you will get 30% off of your order plus a gift that is worth up to $60. Thank you so much, Thrive Market, for sponsoring today's video. And now back to the show. This Is Me Now. You guys ready? The movie opens with some like old love story that I've never heard before about these two people, Taru and I can't remember the other one's name.
Alita.
It's long and boring.
Now it is said, whenever you see a hummingbird flitting from flower to flower, it is Taru searching for his true love.
So what about when there's like 10 hummingbirds fighting over my feeder outside? Are they all Taru? So then we cut to J.Lo at work. She works in some sort of like dirty old factory job. An alarm goes off, and you see that this big steampunk looking mechanical heart is like gonna explode. I know now because I watched the documentary that this is a dream and that it was very symbolic. It's supposed to be like what maybe would be going on inside your body when your heart is broken. What that means obviously is that internally there's a bunch of sweaty women that will repair it for you and feed it rose petals.
There's nothing left. They're all dead.
Anyway, the heart is like gonna explode, so they all do a weird dance. that. And then I guess they like all die or something. I don't know. But it cuts immediately to J.Lo in Fat Joe's office because he plays her therapist.
We're not here to talk about me.
I don't know. He's looking more like Medium Joe to me these days. Average Joe, if you will. Medium Joe, again, is her therapist. So she's telling him about this recurring dream she has of the exploding heart.
So that's when the dream started, you think? With that heartbreak?
Yeah, so she had her heart broken, and you would never know unless you had seen the documentary that heartbreak was in reference to her breakup with Ben Affleck, the first breakup before they got back together. And since the heartbreak, she now has to go see Medium Joe to help her work through it.
These dreams, though. Hearts, flowers, hummingbirds, Zodiac fantasies.
You're such a Taurus.
Oh, God help me. Back at home, she's watching the news.
The top 10 questions are, what should I watch? And why my poop green?
What?
Why my poop green?
Of all of the weird sentences that I could have predicted would be in this movie, the last one on the list would have been, why my poop green? Because I don't know the answer. You know, I don't know why your poop's green. Maybe were you eating spinach? How should I know?
Signs say we're a match. That's you, Libra.
I wrote in my notes, oh no, is this going to be a Zodiac thing? No offense if you're into Zodiac stuff, but it's annoying. I'm just kidding. Apparently the new boyfriend also hates anything to do with like Zodiacathy? What is the term? Astronomy? Astrology? He apparently hates it too because she calls him a Libra and he gets quite violent.
It just means that you like everything perfect.
Perfect?
Forgot he spat the water. Perfect. And then the fight gets physical, so I guess he doesn't want to be called a Libra.
Stop what?
So he definitely would not have gotten along with Miss Cleo.
You're a Libra, aren't you, darling?
So then they break into this song. Remember, this is a visual album. There's a lot of songs. This one is called Rebound, I think. It's not bad. I honestly don't hate any of the songs on her album, but they sound so outdated. They sound like they would have popped off in 2004, which is not necessarily a bad thing for some people. It just doesn't really seem like her sound has evolved at all. What do I know? So they sing fight. There's straight up domestic violence. From what I remember, he slaps her across the face. The glass house shatters. It's very symbolic. I have to be honest, as a fan of behind the scenes stuff, I did think it was cool to watch the documentary and see this exact scream, like all with a green screen. So fun.
Libras. I don't get it.
Libra and Leo are supposed to work. It's a thing.
Yeah, so I guess all of these celebrities are like watching over her or something. They each represent one of the Zodiac signs. I feel like in the documentary she said that they actually were supposed to represent the media or something, or anyone who has an opinion about her.
The Zodiacs represent the people who are watching you and commenting. The media, fans.
I don't get it, but they're in this mythical cave in the sky watching over her. We have Post Malone, Jennifer Lewis, Keke Palmer, Trevor Noah, Jane Fonda.
She's smart. She's beautiful.
Subtle. It's almost as though J.Lo wrote this herself. This part hurts me a little because, and I'm sure many of you have seen in the making of documentary, that when she was trying to cast this part, when she was trying to cast all of these celebrity cameos, they were all saying no.
Taylor Swift is a no.
Jason Momoa's not available. Jennifer Coolidge not available.
I'm sure they were just really busy, but I can't help but wonder if this group here,
we are the Zodiacal Council,
the Zodiac people, I feel like maybe they were like second string, like the last resort. I don't know. It's just I have no proof of that. It's just my opinion. All of these people are great, so maybe they were her first pick. But anyway, back on Earth, J.Lo, Star. I forgot that's her name in the movie. Her name is Star. Star has already moved on to another dude and is getting married, even though she was just with the mean guy 8 seconds ago. Now, she does say in the documentary multiple times that this movie is like loosely based on her life and all of her marriages. In fact, according to this article here from Elle.com, it says Jennifer Lopez has had 4 husbands and 4 serious love interests appear in the film. But nay, I disagree. There's like 9 love interests in this movie, or 11 or something. So yeah, in real life, she had her backup dancer named Chris, then Ben Affleck, then Mark Anthony, whom I remember from like middle school because he sang that one song. How I long to hear you sing beneath the clear blue skies. And I promise that this time I'll see it in your eyes. Sorry. And then there was A-Rod, and then back to Ben. I don't know which actor represents which dude, but I can guess. I mean, this guy is clearly the backup dancer, in my opinion, and I think this guy is Mark Anthony. He just looks like he could sing How I Long to Hear You Sing. I'm sorry. That song was a bop. So their wedding turns into another wedding, and while I do think J.Lo looks incredible in anything that she wears, this might be the worst dress I've ever seen. I mean, just the ugliest dress I've ever seen. I just wanted you to know that. What? So they go to the reception where she's dancing with yet another gentleman. This time it's Derek Huff. I thought Derek Huff couldn't be in the movie. In the documentary, he has to turn it down because he had a wedding and she was like upset about it.
He can't, unfortunately, it's where it's landing.
I want you to call.
So then there's a third guy and a fourth guy. And so that I think is 5 total? 6? Fast forward a bit more and Star is... Oh, I get it. Star because she's a star. And this is based on her life. Yeah. So Star comes home one night with guy number, 7. And all her friends are there in her apartment waiting to stage an intervention because they think she's addicted to love. Anyway, the acting when Star and her boyfriend come through the door is just Oscar worthy.
Why did you do that? And she fell afterwards.
Yeah, she fell afterward. They may as well have been coming in like, and so I said to the guy, I hope those aren't jumbo shrimp. Because I'm allergic to oxymorons.
Okay?
So she goes from thrilled to see her friends to very unhappy to see them in about 2.5 seconds.
Is it my birthday?
Happy birthday.
No, it's not my
Nice to see
birthday.
you. Why don't you just sit down?
Why don't you leave?
So they sit her down and they tell her that she's not doing well, she's marrying too many people, and they can see all the signs that she's an addict.
That's not a sign. I know my signs.
All right, enough, J.Lo. We get it. You like Zodiac signs. Cool. So she tells them that they are all stupid and that there's nothing wrong with wanting to share your life with 17 people. And then Medium Joe sends her over to Love Addicts Anonymous, where she sings the ballad on the album.
You drifted away, left me so numb.
J.Lo sounds pretty good on this song. As I've gotten older, I really don't like to criticize people singing, okay? I've done it before in a video with Hillary Duff, and I never forgave myself because I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to criticize J.Lo's singing. However, there are a lot of critical comments about her voice. There are some who say that it's not even her singing on the record. Why am I talking about this? No earthly idea. So the movie takes a bit of a dark turn when Star starts having a new dream during which her child self follows her into a dark alley and accosts her in the Bronx and tells her,
I didn't get enough love.
From mom and dad?
From you.
Now look, I don't hate this, okay? I want to, because I'm very cynical, but I don't hate it. It's like she's saying that maybe she's been looking for love in all the wrong places, you know? Because perhaps it's her who doesn't love herself enough. Could have fooled me, but okay. But there's truth to that, right? Like if we have low self-worth, it can affect our relationships. I am working through the same thing in therapy. So I don't hate that, but it is a little funny. It's not funny, I'm sorry. It's just a little interesting to hear this coming from J.Lo, who seems to adore herself very much, you know what I mean? So anyway, with the help of her friends and Medium Joe and Kim Petras's one-word sentences,
Stunning. Stun.
she finds herself. And she realizes that she can be alone, dance in the rain for a crazy long time, standing outside with her mouth open wide. Ah. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, ah. And then at the very last second, it looks like Ben Affleck shows back up. Like they don't show him, but I was like, is that Ben? Is this Bennifer happening? And then I watched the documentary and found out, yes, it was in fact Ben, which is cute, I guess. I don't know.
Of Alita and Taru.
So that is the film This Is Me Now. It honestly wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be after reading reviews and everything. It is very clear that like a ton of work went into this, like translating all of the songs basically into a like linear story, the choreography, the cinematography, beautiful color grading. So much work went into it. So I don't want to like take a big dump on it, but it's not great, you guys. It's not great. The acting wasn't bad in all of it, but like, Medium Joe, you're not a therapist. You know, I don't believe you as a therapist, nor do I believe that that beard is real. It looks tattooed on. Okay, so let's talk about the documentary really quick now that we've seen the flick. Hey guys, we're back. Okay, so now that we've seen the film, we need to watch the making of the film, which is the documentary entitled The Greatest Love Story Never Told. But now it has been told, you know what I mean? So the opening sentence of the documentary, J.Lo gets right to the point.
I've been married 4 times now.
So I can't help but feel, this is just my opinion, but this entire project feels like it's her trying to justify being married 4 times. It almost seems like maybe the comments and the criticisms were getting to her and she was like not feeling good about her career, and she was like, maybe if I just explain myself and explain why I've been married 4 times, people will like me more. I don't know. This is literally just my opinion. I don't know what was going on in her head. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. So she explains that she has not made an album in 18 years, which I actually didn't realize. I didn't know it had been that long.
I hadn't made an album since then, 18 years later.
And when she got back together with Ben Affleck, that was kind of what inspired her. She felt really inspired to start writing music again. Right on, makes sense. Inspiration comes and goes and ebbs and flows.
She started telling me, you know, I really finally have something that I want to write about, and I don't know if anyone else has a story like that in the world.
Wait, what? She wasn't inspired and then found her love and then was inspired. And no one else in the world has a story like that? What is with people thinking they're the first to do things?
I want to start a new genre of music.
That reminds me of Jennifer Lawrence saying, no one had ever been a... What did she say?
I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie.
What did you say? You
So then she tells us that Ben Affleck gifted her this book for Christmas that had every single letter and all of the emails and all the exchanges basically that they ever had with each other from the first time they were together 20 years ago. And first of all, everyone talks about how cute and sweet it is, and they're like, he's boyfriend of the year.
First off, who does that? This guy gets boyfriend of the year as far as I'm concerned.
But my first thought that I could not shake was that he kept all this during his many year-long marriage to Jennifer Garner. If I went up in my closet right now and found that Nick had kept an entire massive book of like letters and stuff from his ex-girlfriend, I would maybe wonder if there was still some feelings, you know? Wait, I'm just realizing that Jennifer Garner and Jennifer Lopez have the same first name. I don't know why. That's not important. But even more weird than that is that J.Lo took these private letters from Ben and showed them to all of her like producers and engineers and all the people that help you make an album and her songwriter friends and stuff, which Ben Affleck did not give her permission to do and was not comfortable with.
It's like, you've been showing all the musicians all those letters that, and they were like, yeah, we call you Ben Affleck. And I was like, oh my God. So, okay, you aired all of these private things to these randos, and we are supposed to sit here and say, incredible, adorable. Ben Affleck's role in this documentary honestly cracks me up because it's just so blatantly obvious that he doesn't want to do it, and he wants to keep things private, and he's just like not into it. But things that are private, I had always felt, are sacred and special because in part they're private. So this was something of an adjustment for me.
I don't think he's very comfortable with me doing all of this.
And I don't really love being in the making of documentary.
And he was also kind of sarcastic about the entire like title/point of the documentary.
The greatest love story never told. And if you're making a record about it, that seems kind of like telling it.
Maybe that wasn't sarcasm. I don't know. So then the fun part, this is the part that everybody was talking about, okay? They explained that they had a deal from some big studio. I actually don't know what studio it was. Let's pretend it was Netflix or something. They had a deal from a big studio that was going to finance this movie that she wanted to make about herself. They got the funding, they started production, and then they get a call that says, never mind, we're pulling out. We don't want to make this we don't want to make this movie with you.
He said that they were blown away by you know, the dynamic in the room, thought there was just too much that was being bitten off.
That was a nice compliment sandwich. They are blown away by you and your talent and your incredible innovative ideas, but they don't like it. So apparently the studio explains that like visual albums don't sell.
Every streamer said musical movies don't sell.
Beyonce didn't sell, Rihanna didn't sell.
So then why did they agree to do it in the first place?
Then I was like, oh shit, who's paying for this? I guess me.
So she wanted to make this project about herself so badly that she forked over millions of dollars out of her own pocket to do so. If the studio, I don't know what she had to pay, but if the studio was going to pay $30 million, I would guess that she had to fork over something close to that.
A $30 million deal.
Which Benny Aff says is a terrible thing to do.
Making a movie with your own money is the most famous cardinal sin in Hollywood.
It was about investing in yourself.
Okay, but do you need to invest that much into yourself? People are dying, Kim.
There's people that are dying.
So earlier when we were watching the movie, we were talking about her dancing with Derek Huff. He played one of her husbands. And in the documentary, find out that Derek Huff is friends with Mark Anthony. And Derek was concerned, I guess, about being in a movie. Are we talking about Derek Huff? I don't remember which husband it was, actually, and I didn't write it in my notes. He's friends with one of J.Lo's ex-husbands, and he didn't want to be in a movie that would maybe air out their dirty laundry or call out his friend or make his friend look bad, etc. And J.Lo's response is unbelievable. She's like, it's not even about him specifically. I'm not even really playing myself.
And he said, I'm friends with Mark. So first of all, I didn't know that you and Mark were like good friends. You know, he's the father of my kids, obviously. I'm never gonna do anything that's going to pinpoint him out. I'm not even playing me in this.
But like, yeah, you are. It's literally about you and your husbands and Ben Affleck.
I have decided to tell my story or tell my truth, and I've never shared with anybody.
Even if you were to make the argument, like, okay, this isn't to be taken literally, this isn't part and counterpart, this isn't like this guy represents this guy or me representing my life, and I'm not playing myself, blah, blah, blah. You did know that people would take it that way. You 100% knew that the audience watching would assume that this was about your life. So back to the part that hurts me a little bit, when she's trying to cast the celebrities. We talked about this a little earlier. Everybody that she wanted to be in her movie was busy.
Jason Momoa's not available. Jennifer Coolidge not available. Lizzo not available. Ariana Grande's unavailable. She's in London until September. Snoop's not available, unfortunately.
But the part that really got me was how annoyed she was that Derek Huff was in somebody's wedding and couldn't make it.
We need him for like 1 or 2 days.
It's a wedding. He's in a wedding. It's a wedding. He's not gonna give up this wedding. I mean,
whose wedding?
Yeah, whose wedding? Who's more important than me? She doesn't talk like that. I can't believe she put that part in the documentary. Like, I would be so embarrassed if I acted like a brat like that.
We need him for like 1 or 2 days.
So she's trying to like rationalize why the other celebrities don't want to be in her movie. And she's like, look, people are scared.
People scared. Yeah. Scared to put themselves out there. I get it. Took me a long time.
I remember my first movie offer. It is a little scary, you know, but you guys will learn. You'll come around. No, J.Lo, they are all famous, meaning they literally put themselves out there. That's what they do. They just don't want to be part of your vanity project.
I don't expect anybody to get this.
Well, good, because nobody does.
And I know that there's some people around me who are like, this is stupid. Why is she doing this? She doesn't need to do this. And they're right. It's not like anybody's clamoring for the next J.Lo record. You know what I mean?
It's so funny because she has these moments of like extreme self-awareness. And it all just goes out the window 10 seconds later.
We need him for like 1 or 2 days.
I like this portion of the documentary where she's starting to kind of complain about how she's doing all of it and it's very overwhelming.
Financing it, I'm writing it, I'm choreographing it, dancing in it.
So don't do it? I do understand this. I know that I have probably done this same thing. It's like you choose your job and the audience receives it and whatever art you're creating or whatever you're putting out there becomes successful. And then in order to maintain that, it can get overwhelming, okay? So I'm not saying that like she shouldn't be overwhelmed. But this is such a specific project about herself, revolving around herself, you know? It's interesting too because at the 30-minute mark, she's like crying at the idea of anybody criticizing her film. And I don't know, like you gotta have thick skin. I'm just surprised after this many years in the industry that she is still that sensitive, which I guess is not necessarily a bad thing. It's good to maintain your sensitivity and not develop a completely hard exterior. I don't like when people are like, You can't take the heat out of the kitchen. But I am surprised by it.
Broken like me. Broken like me.
She sounds pretty good a cappella. She has some vibrato. So almost an hour in, we finally get to the infamous part of the documentary that has now become a meme, where J.Lo is working out and takes her hair out and it looks like Uggo.
I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. Like crazy little girl who used to be wild.
Hold up. Isn't there a clip where she says like, my favorite drink from the bodega was a purple drink? Wait, let's looky uppy. J.Lo bodega order. Yeah, is this from her I didn't see this part in the documentary.
My go-to order at the bodega was ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink. If you know, you know.
Okay, an orange drink. Okay, so this wasn't part of the documentary, but people saw this clip. I think this is from a Vogue questionnaire. So they saw this clip plus her taking her hair out. and just ruthlessly mocked her, man. This comment says she's trying too hard to be relatable when that ship sailed decades ago. The block. I don't know her. This person says, so she basically ran up and down the block looking like she didn't shower for weeks and never took a brush to her head. Brutal. It's brutal. Okay, but here's a question. How does a celebrity stay relatable? What could they possibly do? You know, should they just not try to? I guess I feel like Keanu Reeves is a celebrity who has like somehow managed to stay relatable and not come across as completely out of touch. She should take a page out of Keanu's book. You know, on one hand, I feel like it was really stupid to do this documentary because it made her look worse and more spoiled and entitled and out of touch. But on the other hand, there's probably a small group of people to where it was a good idea to make this documentary because it does show how much work went into the actual production. All of the rehearsing and the choreography and like the beautiful cinematography and the money that it costs. Like in many situations, a documentary like this would work well to like support the film and help it to be received. But it obviously backfired in this situation. And side note, as much as I love behind the scenes stuff, I was watching this like checking my watch. This documentary is so long. It probably could have been 30 minutes, but there's just endless clips that are 15 minutes long where nothing is happening. Like there's an entire 5-minute scene dedicated to her crying in the gym because she didn't go to Ben's premiere because she was too busy working on her vanity project. And then her manager like tries her workout equipment.
I don't know if this is the smartest thing for me. So wait, I put it
flat. Yes. Now put your ankle in there.
Got it for my foot, stupid.
Up and down.
Okay, I went off. This was so fun.
So riveting. I also really loved the documentary portion surrounding Jane Fonda because Jane Fonda seems like a good friend who is honest, and she like tried to tell J.Lo that this wouldn't be well received.
Well, I don't understand it.
Nobody does.
She's got life experience. Always listen to your friends who have more experience than you. You know, maybe taking Jane Fonda's advice would have saved you some embarrassment. However, J.Lo said that she doesn't really care like how it's received. She feels that just doing this movie and this project is a success.
Just doing it is success.
Which is good, I guess. She doesn't care about the numbers. She wanted to create it because she thinks it's beautiful and worthy and worth the risk.
I think it's worthy. I think it's worth the risk.
Which is a very nice sentiment. But the sprinkled in brattiness, the sprinkled in narcissism seems to be why the internet is up in arms.
At the end of the day, someone bought it.
Yay, you got reimbursed your $30 million. Amazon Prime bought it, right? That's where I watched it.
You know, art is beauty, but it's paid.
Shut up, Medium Joe. You're not a therapist. My final thoughts are that I understand the criticisms for this. I understand why she became a meme. It doesn't mean that she's not talented. It doesn't mean the album sucks. It doesn't mean anything sucks. It's just, it was not the best move of her career. Anyway, friends, that's my time. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks again to Thrive Market. Definitely check them out. I love that sponsor so much. Follow me on my other social accounts. Check out my husband's YouTube channel. He started his channel. It's awesome. I love you guys. Goodbye. And she's like, I love taking my hair out like this. She doesn't talk. I really liked the portion of the documentary that focused on Jennifer Lewis, who plays one of like the Zodiac people. She is so funny.
I'm Jennifer Lewis, got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Why would I show up for a music video?
Honestly, like this whole documentary could have been about her and I would have been more entertained. I also like that she made fun of the Zodiac thing.
I'm not into the Zodiac sign, so I don't know what the they do.